Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Guys, what if I told you that the US Supreme Court has just handed Donald Trump the green light to start dismantling and reshaping the federal government? And there is no clear end to how far this could go. Whether you are a supporter or a skeptic, this decision has the potential to shake up Washington as we know it. The ruling is already sending shockwaves through federal agencies, and critics are calling it one of the most dangerous power shifts in the modern history. So, guys, what's really happening? Let's break it down all in today's video. On July 8, 2025, the US Supreme Court aided with President Donald Trump in a decision that could dramatically alter the structure and functioning of the federal government. The court lifted a lower court's block that had previously stopped Trump's executive order aimed at mass layoffs and reorganizations across the federal agencies. In simple terms, Trump now has a free hand, at least temporarily, to slash the government jobs and restructure departments even without the explicit approval from Congress. This move is the latest in a string of legal victories for Trump, including earlier wins supporting his deportation policies and limiting the legal challenges to executive orders. In this case, the Supreme Court didn't fully endorse all future agency cuts, but it did say the administration is likely to succeed in proving the legality of the executive order. That's a big deal, guys, because it opens the door for Trump to implement a sweeping reduction in government workforce unless a specific plan is challenged later. The origin of this case traces back to February, when Trump signed an executive order to dramatically reduce the size of the federal bureaucracy, something he had heavily campaigned on before the elections. Following that, several departments, including Health and Human Services, Veteran Affairs, and the IRS, rolled out the aggressive plans to cut tens of thousands of jobs. The VA alone initially proposed eliminating 80,000 positions, though that number has been reduced to now 30,000. These moves were quickly challenged in court by unions, non-profits, and local governments who argued that such a massive overhaul without congressional approval was unconstitutional. Despite those challenges, the Supreme Court's unsigned order now allows the Trump administration to proceed for now. The court did clarify that it might still block the specific reduction plans in the future, especially if they render agencies unable to perform their legally required duties. But, guys, by clearing the path for Trump's broader effort, the ruling represents a significant shift in how much unilateral power the executive branch can exercise. Also, Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson was the lone dissenter in this ruling, and she didn't hold back. She called the court's move hubristic and senseless, arguing that the lower courts are in a better position to assess real world harm and context. In her view, the court has now prematurely unleashed a wrecking ball that could undermine Congress authority and destabilize key government functions. Interestingly, even Justice Sonia Sotomayor, typically a liberal voice on the bench, said she agreed with the limited scope of the decision. She acknowledged that the executive order does instruct agencies to stay within the legal limits, which played a role in her siding with the majority. Meanwhile, the White House is celebrating this as a landmark win. According to spokesperson Harrison Fields, the decision is a strong rebuke of what he called leftist justice trying to block Trump's constitutional executive powers. He framed it as a victory for government efficiency and a sign that the president is keeping his promise to drain the swamp and reduce the bureaucracy. But, guys, critics aren't backing down. The politician that filed the lawsuit warns this decision could lead to chaos, getting vital services like public health, environmental protection, and veterans care at risk. They argue that laying off thousands of skilled workers and restructuring entire departments without the Congress oversight is not just reckless, it's also unconstitutional. So, guys, at the heart of this legal and political storm is a fundamental question: how much power should one president have to unilaterally reshape the federal government? Should departments built and funded by Congress be downsized or dismantled without the congressional input? And perhaps most importantly, how will this ruling affect the lives of everyday Americans who rely on those services? For now, the battle is far from over. The Supreme Court has allowed Trump's executive order to move forward, but future legal challenges are likely. If specific plans cause real disruption or appear to violate federal law, they can still be struck down. But the precedent is set, and that could change the way every future president approaches executive power and the federal workforce. So, guys, what do you think on this? Is this a bold move towards a more efficient government or a dangerous consolidation of power in the hands of one man? Do you trust Trump with this level of authority, or do you think there should be more checks and balances in control? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, guys. And if you found this breakdown helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the stories shaping our nation. Until next time, stay healthy, stay informed, and I will see you guys in the next video.